Well, good morning, Dirtfish Rally friends. Oh, I have to say, it's a chilly start. It's a chilly start, and guess what? It's a little bit slippery. Not here, not here. This is the interesting thing, but back here, slippery. It's going to be an interesting morning. 6 stages today, 120 kilometres in front of us. You know, the decisions are going to be around tyre choice. You've got to use those super softs at some point, and I suspect this morning would be a good opportunity to use those super softs effectively through the stages, because there is a bit of chill about it. Where are we today? We are to the west of Gap. These mountains not quite as high perhaps as yesterday, but yeah, still pretty chilly, still in places icy. I tell you what, these boys are going to head in, so we won't disrupt them. You know, they are heading in first. On the road is Katsuta-san. Difficult to tell what tyres. Oh, here we go. Yeah, SSA super softs on the rear. Let's have a look here. That is also a super soft. Super softs all round potentially. Yep. And yes again. So yeah, you know, Katsuta first on the roads. Coldest conditions out there for him. Oh, let's have a look. Gregoire Munster. Good day for Gregoire yesterday. Oh, the engine's off. Thank goodness for that. It does get rather noisy. Here's the slippery. Look, here's the slippery here. Isn't it interesting? That's really slippery. Here, really quite slippery. Quite slip. Look, I can kind of slide across. What do you call that? Shuffle? I don't know what you call that. Nonsense, some people would say. But it does demonstrate just how difficult it is to pick where the icy patches are on the roads. That's right, Tanak heading a little closer to the stage. It just looks like the rest of the tarmac, but there's no grip there. Now, once again, we saw this yesterday. This is exactly the same as Formeau yesterday. There's something behind the panel there that they just adjust before they go into the opening stage. I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe we need to ask the M Sport engineers. It isn't anything to worry about. Adrien Formeau assured us of that yesterday. Something behind that panel that they adjust before they go in. Don't know what. Yeah, good day yesterday for Gregoire Munster. Here we go, I'm being directed down the roads. Andreas Mikkelsen just checking where the slipperiness is. It is up here, Andreas. Andreas, this stage goes up a little bit higher. I think we are going to see a bit of black ice on the stage.
Yeah, probably.
How difficult is that? Because it just looks like the rest of the tarmac. You don't know it's there until your tyres are struggling for grip, I guess.
Yeah, it's really difficult. It's the worst conditions we can have because we don't see it. And if it's changed after the gravel cruise, we have no idea. So difficult.
Using the super softs this morning?
We have 3 and 1.
There we go. 3 and 1 for Andreas. I think Taka-san's were all super softs. Again, looking here, I don't know what they are. They're probably the softs. Again, probably 3 and 1. I don't know. Oh, Gregoire, yeah, again, checking out where that slipperiness is. Really difficult because, you know, Andreas Mikkelsen, yes, it's his first time back, or his first time in the Rally 1 cars, first time at the top level for 4 years. But Mikkelsen has a wealth of knowledge about how to deal with these conditions. Gregoire Munster, very much learning still. Learning the car, learning how to deal with these stages and these rallies. So how you cope with these slippery conditions, it'll be interesting. But what we know about young Munster is he's got a very, very mature head on his shoulders. He seems to deal with adversity very, very well indeed. Let's see how he gets on out there this morning. I am getting excited by these new liveries. I quite like this one. I quite like this new livery. I love the M Sport livery, and I absolutely love the Toyota livery. Makes such a difference, it really does. And we love Torstein Eriksson as well, but we're not going to interrupt because he's doing his jobs. Let's not interrupt. Let's go and have a word with that's Alex. Where did Adrien go? He's gone up the road a bit again. Look, testing. Who is this? Oh, there's Alex. Yeah, just warming up. It is chilly. Listen, we had again a very odd night last night where the temperatures at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night were still around, in Sisteron anyway, 14, 15 degrees. There are some very strange things happening with the weather. But coming up the hill to where we are this morning, yeah, 3, 4 degrees. It'll be a little cooler up on the top of the cols, definitely. definitely the potential for some testing conditions on this stage this morning. Let's wander around, have a little look. Now that's the super softs. So we see that, Elliot, what they do is they, as they leave service, they cover over quite often the markings on the tyres that tell us what they are. And once they get to the stage, it makes no difference. No one can change their tyre choice at this point. So that SSA is the super soft, and then as we come to the back here, there isn't anything. Well, there, look, the soft is covered up. That's what I'm talking about. Covered up there, the marking to tell us what that is on the rear. I'm pretty sure that is a soft. 3 and 1, and again, let's have a look at this. Yeah, Martin says it's covered up there as well on the rear. Now, Torstein just checking the pressures. They have the ability to put a little more air in or to take a little more air out if they need to.
I wish I could take some air out of you.
Sometimes, David, that is very true. That was David Evans. Words of wisdom always from David Evans at this time of the morning. Oh, and he wanders away chuckling to himself. I'm glad he found that funny. I really am. Yeah. Yeah, do you know, so it's an interesting thing with tyre pressures, because what happens as the car comes through the stage, there's an optimum tyre pressure. And we've seen this before. We actually saw, what year was it? 2002 Monte Carlo with the pressure gate incident with the Citroens. You know, ideally, you want a higher pressure at the start. But you have to go with a lower pressure, because as the tyre heats up, the pressure increases. So if you go with an optimum tyre pressure at the start of the stage, the pressure's over-inflate, if you like, and that's not good. What happened way back then was there was a clever little valve on the tyres which regulated the tyre pressure, and that is why Sebastian Loeb lost the rally that year. It was clever, but it wasn't allowed. So, who spotted that? George Donaldson. It's a great story.
It's his own George.
Donaldson, and I was in the Café de Paris with the ProDrive management when the phone call came in from George Donaldson. I was across the table from Hugh Chambers, who took the call, and I could hear George's excitability. I've got them! I've got pictures of them! I've got them! It was very entertaining. Why are we going this way, Elliot? Who's up here? Oit's up here. I'm not sure we're going to get a word with Oit, to be honest with you. He did give us a word yesterday, and we were really appreciative of that. But we'll just wander this way and have a look. Really just, I suppose, to take in a little bit of a different view as well. Beautiful. I'm sorry, David. David's got something to tell us. He's got something to tell us on the way back down. It's absolutely gorgeous. We are the luckiest people alive to work in really the most beautiful of environments. It's stunning. We've just come through a medieval village, and it really was medieval, with the locals sitting at their kitchen tables, watching the cars coming through. A beautiful ancient church in that village. It was absolutely stunning. There's Martin just giving the windscreen one last clean off. Let's have a little look up here towards the stage. Look, it opens up, doesn't it? Chilly, icy on the road. A low sun as well coming up at some point. I think we're a little way away from the sun potentially causing issues, but you want to make sure that windscreen is absolutely spotless. That is what Martin is doing, giving it a little clean. Oh, it's gone off and had a little bit of time to do some little exercises. Let's have a look around the car. Now, it is tyre choice, so what you don't want to be left with are super softs that you have to use on Sunday, because we know it's going to be warm. You are going to have to use the super softs at some point, and this morning, I suspect, is where we will see quite a few of our crews utilising those tyres. Oit still has his markers on his tyres. Let's have a little look around. Let's have a little look if we can see here. No, he's still got the little bits of tape covering. So we'll find out very shortly. We get a graphic from Pirelli at some point before the start of the opening stage that tells us who is on what. So there we go, look. Stacking the tyres, the spare tyres there. What's that all about? It's about weight distribution. Keeping that weight as far forward as you can.
It's also quite high.
It is quite high, yeah, which is unusual. It's a compromise. Yeah, David, it's a compromise, isn't it? You know, you don't want the weight to be too high, but you also don't want it to be too far back. If it's far back, it gives you that pendulum effect, doesn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember where one of the most innovative areas on the car to keep the spare wheel.
It was M Sport.
Exactly. It was essentially you took the rear bumper off, didn't you? And it slid in.
But I remember 2 or 3 instances where the spare tyre came shooting out from that rear when it wasn't supposed to.
Sort of James Bond deployment, couldn't it? You push a button.
No, it was very, very innovative, and that was down to Christian Loriot, who decided that, yeah, this is the way we're going to deal with this weight distribution dilemma of the extra 20 up to 25 kilos per extra spare wheel. So there we go. So Oit just composing himself, very much looking at holding on to his position. He may make up a position or two if things happen in front, and then most importantly for Oit Tanak now is Sunday, where those 12 points are available. It's astonishing, really, isn't it? He'll be looking to make sure he's got the best package for that Sunday in terms of tyre choice. Good luck today, Oit. Let's leave him to it. We'll head back down the hill. Yeah, listen, we do understand the need to respect the drivers' routines, privacy. We don't like to. A lot of the drivers do like to have a little chat, a few words in the morning, but we would never encroach. It does sometimes seem maybe as if we are, but we do respect it, we do understand it, and we would never encroach upon their time, their routines, their privacy at the starts of these stages, because it's the most important time of the day. David's got his GoPro out again. You wanted to point something out here earlier, David. It's a log stack. I love a good log stack.
But look at it, all the way through here.
It's I love, genuinely, I love a good log stack.
Somebody spent doing all of that.
I agree with you. There's something, but look how well it's graded with the different sizes. There is something incredibly pleasing about a good log stack. Something incredibly pleasing.
And they're looking after their log stack.
And you go to Sweden and you get the log stacks, which are trees stacked, and those are the best. Those are the best, without any doubt. Look, WRC TV. Oh. Watch out, watch out. It is slippery. You can see the cars just moving around a little bit. There's Martin. Thierry Neuville just taking a look. This really, David, I guess, is where, in some ways, all live comes into its own, doesn't it? They get a good idea if there are any real slippery patches towards the start.
And this is why, Cole, there is the intensity that the drivers don't want to talk, because look what happened yesterday morning. First thing in the morning, Tanak was in a ditch. And
Just a few Ks in.
Exactly, and if they were talking to you, they might have missed that.
I agree totally.
Undoubtedly, the team would come straight to them and let them know which they can before the start, but as soon as the cars go into the stage...
There's nothing unusual about that side panel is quite clearly designed to come out, but I don't know why Martin's gone in there. That's maybe having a look at the camelbacks. I think it is, isn't it? It's the hydration system for the drivers. Yeah, he's just checking that the juice is coming through. Well, it's not juice, is it? What will they have in there? They'll have electrolytes. They'll have some sort of concoction, David.
Yeah, I would say so. It's not a cup of coffee, is it, Cole?
If it was Sebastian Loeb, it might be. Some great footage of Loeb at the side of the stage yesterday, watching and enjoying. Pretty sure he flew. Look at that. Look, he looks like the Incredible Hulk with that green light on his face. There's a green glow on your face. Maybe not the Incredible Hulk. Maybe that was pushing it a little bit. Maybe pushing it a little bit. Yeah, Thierry in the car. David, it is going to be an interesting one. No. You have a look on Nerdfish Live, sorry. There's a great picture of Martin. So here we go. We didn't touch this, but someone has peeled back that label there to show that is, again, the Super Soft. It is interesting. Are you feeling the chill in the paws this morning, David?
100%, Colin.
More than yesterday.
Way more than yesterday, but I think we're higher, aren't we?
I wasn't sure we were, but I think I'd need to check the graphic, but we must be, because it is chillier.
The temperature suddenly dropped. We were running at sort of 3, 4, 5 degrees, and then...
Is this Akrapovic? That's the new... is that something to do with the dampers?
I
think it is. It's a new... I remember reading a release from them saying that they were Hyundai working with them this year. Something to do with the suspension system. Mike, there's that bit of ice. Look at that. Look at that. Look. You just kind of... You just slightly lose it. You slightly lose it. Now, the drivers are going to have to be a bit careful because, as we know, they all do their little exercises. There's no grip on those little racing boots, really, is there? So, just have to be a little bit careful. What is David doing? David Evans' high-tech experiment. Yeah, that's good. That'll look great, David. Don't you worry about that. Now, let's watch. Have a look around the car. As I say, we're not really sure as yet exactly what the configuration is of tyres on the car. Adrian Formeau, David, I was really impressed by him yesterday. His performance was good, his demeanour was good, his craft and his approach.
I have a feeling, Cole, that something is going to happen in this stage. You know, there's more ice in this section than we've seen anywhere else on the whole route.
Certainly on the road sections, is it?
And it's exactly what they're going to get, just a mile and a half up the road at the start.
Oh, yeah, car stopped moving. Yeah, I agree with you. I think this stage holds jeopardy. It really does. Now, again, having a look, same as Oit. But what was interesting about Oit was that he'd left the tyre covers on. Now, what we saw yesterday, a number of the drivers, they take the tyre covers off because it might only be a 2 or 3 second job. But if in the middle of the stage you're changing and you've stopped, you don't want to do that, do you?
No. Everything, even the straps was quite a new thing, wasn't it? So that you don't have to hook your hand into the wheel. You just grab the strap and yank it
straight out. I wonder why Oit left his on. Maybe they'll take it off before the start of the stage. Well, let's have a quick look at what Thierry's watching there. Any signs of ice there yet, Thierry?
Hard to say. Looks a bit slippery, yeah.
Looks a bit cautious, doesn't it? Who is that? Is that Takasan? Very cautious.
When the road is wide, it's not so... It's hard to judge the grip.
What are the ice crews telling you about this one?
It's a tricky stage.
Good luck out there this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah. And listen, this man can still win this one. He had a really strong afternoon yesterday. Lost some time with that spin on stage 4. But he absolutely fought back brilliantly in the afternoon. Yeah, Neuville is in the fight for the win here. Make no mistake about that.
You could see it, Colin. You mentioned it briefly there, where the drivers are doing their warm-up routine, and quite a new one from Formeau. Did you see what he was doing with his arms?
No. Go on, do it.
It was like It was almost like a bit of breakdancing. It was.
I wonder.
But what he's doing is he's counting the revolutions, and I think it's like the whole. It's a more advanced version of that. I think that's what.
This needs more investigation.
My point is, Cole, that even when they were running up and down the road, they were really doing it so gingerly. Exactly what you say, because there is so much more ice around.
Now Elfyn Evans leading the rally. Last of our Rally 1 cars into the stage. Yeah, those covers, just try to grab a quick look there through the rear windscreen of Oit's car. Those covers still on the spares. That's reasonably interesting. I know it's not enormously interesting, but for me that's reasonably interesting. There's obviously not a set protocol for what they do. There'll be advice, drivers will do their own thing, that's for sure. But yeah, there we go. Now, Scott Martin and Elfyn Evans, really good start to the rally for them. First on the road Thursday evening and all day yesterday, and Elfyn leads. We'll let him wander off just to do his thing. Going to be a big day today. It's going to be a day, I think, for a little bit of strategy. For sure, it's not just flat out in these stages this morning. This gentleman was staying in that beautiful house further down the street that we talked to him earlier on. Yeah, it's a day for measuring your push, for knowing where caution is required, for knowing where the opportunity is perhaps to be a little more aggressive, to be a little more quick, and it's who gets that right will end up on top at the end of the day. You have a point, David.
This is one of the vital moments, isn't it, for the Ice Note crews, because exactly what we've talked about. The sun, since the Ice Note crew went through, the sun's come up, the sun is coming up beautifully behind the mountains there, And this is potentially where we're getting that temperature inversion where the temperature is dropping.
You can feel it. I actually feel as if it's now colder than when we turned up half an hour ago.
Exactly.
I tell you what, his degree wasn't wasted. Joint honours in geography, it wasn't wasted.
Stoke-on-Trent were not wasted, were they?
Stoke-on-Trent University, it is a hotbed of rallying graduates, genuinely. 3 of us, Elliot, myself and David, all graduates. I didn't do a joint honours degree. They didn't exist when I was there.
Jonathan Mudd as well.
Jonathan Mudd as well. I don't think they offer joint honours. I thought only posh universities offer joint honours, but clearly not. My degree was International Business Studies.
I wasn't quite clever enough in either subject, so I just made one.
Well, we know that when it comes to geography. That's very, very evident. Okay, Elvin Evans, our rally leader, car 33, last of our Rally 1 cars in. He will study now, I'm sure, the onboards. The team will be studying what they're seeing on All Live. Now message there. There you go. Scott Martin said there's a message. Yet they'll be sending back information. That's allowed. That's perfectly allowed. Once they go into this... Mickelson into a bank. Mickelson's found the first bit of ice out there. How did we know? Because we know everything. Shush, that's really rude. That's rude. You can't do that. No. We won't do that in future.
What did he say?
He read his watch. That's really bad. That's really... Sorry about that, Scotty. I offer an apology for his indiscretions. Yes, but there's the point. There's the point. So the team are watching closely All Live and sending that information back. I don't know. Would they send... Scotty, would they tell you exactly... Well, they will tell him exactly where he's gone off. The first one. The first corner.
Yeah.
Wow. First corner.
In Croatia 2 years ago, where a car went off and Formo went off, and it wasn't completely clear exactly where, and there was a lot of aquaplaning, wasn't it? And he went into Elliot. He went into
A garden.
Martin's cheese.
It's too early on a Saturday morning. Look, and here's the other thing. Do you know what I saw? And I'm sorry to keep harking back to Dakar, but getting your hands warm in the morning. Look, Elvin's keeping his hands warm. What the bikers would do is they would... So I asked a typically stupid calling question. So I'm with someone who understands bikes, and one of the bikers before he went in, it looked as if he was massaging. He was massaging the exhaust outlet. And I said, "Oh, what's he doing? What's he doing?" The guy went, "He's just warming his hands."
If you wanted to know how, if you wanted to know exactly how we knew that Mickelson had gone off, then you just got to look on there. See? Yeah. The Dirtfish WhatsApp group.
Is he going again though?
Yeah, I think so.
Good. That's good news. That's good news. Feeling okay this morning, Scotty? Yeah. Looking forward to the day?
Yeah, it's going to be a big day. Already feels like Sunday, but it's only Saturday.
It's a long week, isn't it?
But yeah, looking forward to it.
Magic. Good luck out there. Elvin Evans doing a great job, really doing a great job so far this weekend. He's been the neatest and the tidiest of the drivers out there, David. I'm absolutely convinced of that. And I think there's still a little bit more to come from him in terms of pace, perhaps.
There is, but it's everything that we said, Cole. He's not going to risk anything. But look, what I love about Elvin is that his preparation, it's absolutely single-minded. He's just taken a photo there with a couple of young children. That's it. There's nothing else. He doesn't want to do anything else. He doesn't want to talk to you. He doesn't want to talk to me beyond the pleasantries of good morning. And it's amazing.
It is amazing. It is quite amazing just how focused some drivers are, and you never want to break or distract them from that focus. So, folks, a big day, as I said, just over 120 kilometres, 6 stages today, really chilly. Clearly, there's a lot of jeopardy in this opening stage. A morning isn't a morning unless I get the word jeopardy in somewhere, that's for sure. But I think it's an appropriate word to use this morning, folks. Dirtfish Live Centre. For all of the action. David's called it. He says there's drama ahead today. I think he's probably right. He thinks he's right as well. Folks, great to have you with us this morning. Stay with us for the rest of the day on dirtfish.com.